It's a difficult time to be a woman. There are pay gaps, workplace discrimination, the unrealistic ideals of the beauty industry, fueled by things like Instagram, toxic masculinity, the patriarchy. That's on top of the undoubted stress of raising families, and let's be honest, often in the lone voice of common sense in dysfunctional households across the world. According to my wife, anyway. Unfortunately, amid the fray, there are still some inspirational leading women out there fighting the good fight for equality and respect. There is, of course, Dylan Mulvaney, the Gemini version of a strong, independent woman. Dylan became a superstar by documenting her gender transition on TikTok, celebrating such core feminist ideals as cute fashion, frolicking in meadows, and falling in love with boys. This brave ode to 21st century womanhood earned Dylan a visit to the White House and audience for President Joe Biden, on a national marketing campaign with Bud Light, whose client base of extremely normal men revolted with such force that it cost the company more than $1 billion.
Bud Light.
Pop music. Playing people Gemini version of a strong, independent woman. Dylan became a superstar by documenting her gender transition on TikTok. Celebrating such core feminist
a
ideals,
bozo.
cute fashion,
A bozo. Mulvaney is
this brave
a
ode to
bozo.
21st century womanhood.
Mulvaney is a bozo.
Good fight for equality and respect. There is, of course, Dylan Mulvaney, the Gemini version of a strong, independent woman. Dylan became a superstar by documenting her gender transition on TikTok, celebrating such core feminist ideals as cute fashion, frolicking in meadows, and falling in love with boys. This brave ode to 21st century womanhood earned Dylan a visit to the White House and an audience for President Joe Biden, on a national marketing campaign with Bud Light, whose client base of extremely normal men revolted with such force that it cost the company more than $1 billion.
Go woke, go broke.
Pop music is, of course, much more of the same. It's pink, it's trashy, and here's the serious point: it's packed with misogynist tropes.
Wow. Disrespectful. Facts. The disrespect.
Many people
The
make the mistake of thinking that all
disrespect.
Mulvaney is transphobic.
The
Of course it is. That's the refuge everyone wants to shut down the
The disrespect. The disrespect.
debate. But Dylan's interpretation. Really? Many people. Really? Many people make the mistake of thinking that all criticism of Dylan Mulvaney is transphobic. Of course it is. That's the refuge everyone wants to shut down legitimate debate. But Dylan's interpretation of womanhood is that all girls are lazy, depressed, promiscuous, over-medicated, and addicted to shopping. She's made a very interesting career out of saying all this stuff. Corporate America and the actual President of the United States have decided that we should celebrate it. So we have, I think, a right to maybe raise a quizzical eyebrow.
Yeah.
I have a few supplementaries. Does anyone really believe that Dylan Mulvaney is a positive role model? For that matter, does anybody really think Dylan Mulvaney is a beautiful young woman?
No. No hate.
Really
No hate.
Dylan Mulvaney
But
is a positive role model?
no.
For that matter, does anybody really think Dylan Mulvaney is a beautiful young woman?
No. Not logical
Is the entire
people.
act a joke?
Deluded people, yeah. But not logical people.
And the actual President of the United States have decided that we should celebrate it. So we have, I think, a right to maybe raise a quizzical eyebrow. I have a few supplementaries. Does anyone really believe that Dylan Mulvaney is a positive role model?
Benighted
For that
people
matter,
believe
does
it.
anybody really think Dylan Mulvaney
Benighted
is a beautiful
people
young woman?
believe
Is the
it.
entire act
Benighted people believe it. Benighted people believe it.
Does anyone really believe that Dylan Mulvaney is a positive role model? For that matter, does anybody really think Dylan Mulvaney is a beautiful young woman?
Nope.
Is the entire act a joke at our expense? Is Dylan Mulvaney a secret agent of the Trump campaign sent to expose the utter lunacy of this cultural moment? It's not the only thing that would make sense. On a more positive note, there are some truly inspirational women fighting the real fight for women's rights and equality. Riley Gaines, is one such woman.
Yes.
She was thrust into the spotlight
Salute,
as a champion
salute.
swimmer.
Big
She was brave enough to
ups
speak out against
to that lady. Big ups to that lady. Big ups to that lady. She should be extolled, praised, lauded, extolled for what she is doing. For what she is doing. You gotta give it up to the lady for fighting for fairness in sports. You have to give praise for that. You have to give praise for that.
ultra women. It's not the only thing that would make sense. On a more positive note, there are some truly inspirational women fighting the real fight for women's rights and equality. Riley Gaines is one such woman. She was thrust into the spotlight as a champion swimmer. She was brave enough to speak out against Leah Thomas, the formerly pretty unsuccessful male swimmer, who became a woman and immediately began destroying women in sport. Well, Riley and 15 other female athletes now suing the NCAA.
Salute.
They say it's time to fight back.
Yes.
And she's right. Well, joining me now to debate all that and much more is my panel, the uncensored contributor Esther Krakue, the podcast comedian James Barr, host of Outkicked Games for Girls podcast and ambassador of the Independent Women's Forum, Riley Gaines, and the host of the Tatum show, Brandon Tatum. Well, welcome to all four of you, a super-powered pack, all currently identifying, I believe, as their biological sex, although we can easily confirm that. Riley, great to have you on Uncensored. We'll get to the legal action you have against the NCAA in a moment. But first of all, Dylan Mulvaney, my real problem with this is you've got somebody making an absolute ton of cash.
JB,
but it seems to
the white dude, JB, he epitomizes savior complex. He epitomizes, sadly, savior complex. Savior complex. Savior complex. That is what he is the epitome of. Savior complex. Savior complex.
in a moment. But first of all, Dylan Mulvaney, my real problem with this is you've got some to have you on Uncensored. So we'll get to the legal, all currently identifying, I believe, as their biological sex, although we can easily confirm that. Riley, great to have you on Uncensored. So we'll get to the legal action you have against the NCAA in a moment. But first of all, Dylan Mulvaney, my real problem with this is you've got somebody making an absolute ton of cash.
Yes.
But it seems to me mocking women
No
and
cap.
womanhood, despite until mid-20s identifying as a man, because she was born a biological man.
Odious.
Well, it doesn't seem to me, as a woman myself, I can tell you that's exactly what Dylan Mulvaney is doing. He's made a killing on mocking women with his stereotypical misogynistic comments, and you hit the nail on the head. This new song, right, reducing women down to picking up medication, being lazy, not being able to get out of bed, shopping and retail therapy, hooking up with men and being sex crazed. Again, as a woman, I have not lived that lifestyle. So that's what this is. It's a mockery of a woman, and let's be real. I think the most ironic part of this is he looks like a man. If you're watching that video, he looked like a man who was wearing a wig with pigtails. He's not fooling anybody.
Brandon, I mean, it's complicated. I have nothing but respect for people who transition, transgender people. I want to have the rights to fairness and equality. I'm also going to start from misgendering. I'm going to come to that. Not true. I do misgender.
JB, he's wild.
Okay, it'll come to
He started the chat with the BS. He started the chat with the BS. This goofy started the chat with the BS. Goofy, bro.
Shopping and retail therapy, hooking up with men and being sex crazed. Again, as a woman, I have not lived that lifestyle. So that's what this is. It's a mockery of a woman, and let's be real, I think the most ironic part of this is he looks like a man. If you're watching that video, he looked like a man who was wearing a wig with pigtails. He's not fooling anybody.
Brandon, I mean, it's complicated. I don't, I have nothing
She
but respect
cooked
for people who
Mulvaney. She just cooked Mulvaney. She just cooked Mulvaney. That bozo Mulvaney. She cooked that bozo.
The ironic part of this is he looks like a man. If you're watching that video, he looked like a man who was wearing a wig with pigtails. He's not fooling anybody.
Brandon, I mean, it's complicated. I don't, I have nothing but respect for people who transition, the transgender people. I want to have the right to fairness and equality. I'm also
Would have stopped Barry from misgendering.
I'm going to come
That's
to that.
really not true.
I didn't misgender
No,
her.
but you would have stopped her from doing that on your program.
Well, okay, we'll come to you in a moment, James. Just wait. But Brandon, there's all these issues, misgendering and so on. What do you make of the wider thing of Dylan Mulvaney, this cultural phenomenon now in America, basically sending up what it means to be a woman?
I think it's absolutely appalling
Yes.
to give credit and credence to a person who's mocking women. Dylan Mulvaney, I don't think is serious whatsoever.
Detestable.
You got a gay man who has a lust for fame, fortune,
Yo, JB.
and what does he do? If it,
Yo, JB. Bro. He gets so pissed, bro. JB gets so pissed. So pissed. JB gets so pissed when he hears stuff that he disagrees with. JB gets so pissed when he hears stuff that he disagrees with. He is a bozo, bro.
To be a woman.
I think it's absolutely appalling to give credit and credence to a person who's mocking women. Dylan Mulvaney, I don't think is serious whatsoever. You got a gay man who
Cease the softness, JB. Cease the softness. Cease the softness, JB. Cease the softness. You have to cease the softness, JB. You have to stop the softness. Stop the softness.
But Brandon, there's all these issues, misgendering and so on. Misgender.
No, but you would have stopped her from doing that on your program.
Well, okay, we'll come to you in a
Shut
moment.
the
James. Just wait.
F up, yo.
But Brandon, there's all these
JB.
issues, misgendering and so on. What do you make of the wider thing of Dylan Mulvaney, this cultural phenomenon now in America, basically sending up what it means to be a woman?
I think it's absolutely appalling
I
to
agree.
give credit and credence to a person who's mocking women. Dylan Mulvaney, I don't think is serious whatsoever.
Facts.
You got a gay man who has a lust for fame, fortune, and what does he do? If his being gay is not working out for you, you become trans.
Yep.
And you try to make a lot of money,
Grift.
which is what Dylan
Grift.
Mulvaney has done. Dylan Mulvaney is not an example of women. He's not even trying to
A
be one.
grift.
He walks around. Mulvaney, I don't think is serious whatsoever. You got a gay man who has a lust for fame,
He
fortune,
sold
and what does he do?
his
If his being
soul.
gay is not working out for you,
To be a woman.
I think it's absolutely appalling.
He
to give
sacrificed.
credit
He
and credence to a
sacrificed
person who's mocking
that
women.
bozo. He sacrificed his integrity for fame, money, notoriety, fame, sucker stuff,
To be a woman.
sucker
I
stuff,
think it's absolutely
sucker
appalling
stuff.
to give credit and credence to a person who's mocking women. Dylan Mulvaney, I don't think is serious whatsoever. You got a gay man who has a lust for fame, fortune, and what does he do? If his being gay is not working out for you, you become trans. and you try to make a lot of money, which is what Dylan Mulvaney has done. Dylan
Facts.
Mulvaney is not an example of women. He's not even trying to be a woman. He
Mm.
walks around with a 5 o'clock shadow and dresses up in women's clothes and mocks women. He's berating women.
Yeah.
I have never in my life seen a woman act like Dylan Mulvaney. Not one person on this panel can show me a woman that's as flamboyant and radical and twitching and twisting and acting like
Are
Dylan
you
Mulvaney.
insane? Did you watch the Barbie movie? What are you talking about? What?
I'm talking about
who
the
are you
movie.
to
I'm
talk
talking
about
about
who
real
a
life.
woman is? You're
Real life.
this is
Well, who are
absolute
you
nonsense.
talking about?
I'm not telling anyone who a woman is, but I'm certainly not telling someone who isn't a woman.
I've never seen a woman.
Yo,
think Dylan Mulvaney
JB, what? Yo, JB, I really dislike JB, bro. I really dislike JB, bro. His mindset is execrable. Facts. He has this fake morality, bro. He has this fake morality. He has this fake morality. He does believe that he is above the people that disagree. He believes that he is above the people that disagree. Morally, JB believes that he is above the people that disagree. Crazy.
This is
Well, who are you
absolute nonsense.
talking about?
I'm not telling any. What are you talking about? What?
I'm talking about
who are
the
you
movie.
to
I'm
talk
talking
about
about
who
real
a
life.
woman is? You're
Real life.
this is
Well, who are
absolute
you
nonsense.
talking about?
I'm
Yeah.
not telling anyone who a woman is.
Cap.
I'm certainly not telling someone who isn't a woman.
I've never seen a woman.
Do you think
act
Dylan
like that.
Mulvaney is doing women a favour with
Do
this?
you know what? Dylan Mulvaney is speaking to a huge generation of which none of you understand. Like, you guys are
What?
over.
That is my generation.
Dylan has
I don't know any
that is
woman,
my
I'm going to say, of any age who thinks that anything other than Dylan Mulvaney is taking the piss.
Not, well, so you don't know any woman under the age of what, 40?
I know lots of women on 40.
Right, and you think they all think Dylan is taking the piss?
Yes, they do.
No, that's insane.
The one
I
thing-
will say, you've sat here on your show and you've bashed Madonna and Sam Smith and all of these other icons. So Dylan,
Icons to you, they're not to me.
Dylan just
Mm.
joins them in the ball
But the sexual allegation, James, is that
of the icons. So Dylan just
icons to
joins.
you, they're not to me.
Dylan just
Here's
joins
the
them
thing.
in the ball.
But the sexual allegation, James, is that what she does, and this, I think this video clip,
The idolatry that JB epitomizes is to be reviled, to be hated. You should not idolize people, bro. Do not idolize people. He idolizes trans people, minority people. He idolizes. JB idolizes trans people. He idolizes minority people as if they are infallible, flawless, faultless, not flawed. Sad, bro.
The icons.
Sad,
so
bro.
Dylan just
Icons to
joins.
you,
No
not to
group
me.
Dylan just joins
is
them in the ball.
But the sexual allegation,
Faultless,
James, is
flawless,
that what she does, and this, I think this video clip is
infallible.
absolutely
No
indicative.
group
She's basically
is
Song.
infallible. No group is infallible. No group is infallible. No group is infallible.
Joins them in the ball.
But the sexual allegation, James, is that what she does, and this, I think this video clip is absolutely indicative. She's
It's a
basically.
pop song. Have you not seen her do a leap?
I don't think.
I will say, you've sat here on your show and you've bashed Madonna and Sam Smith and all these
Kill
other icons.
the idolatry,
It's
bro.
to you, not to me.
Dylan just joined.
Kill
With
the
the sexual
sycophancy.
allegation, Jay,
Kill
what she
the
does, and this, I think this video
sycophancy.
clip is absolutely indicative.
Kill the placation. Kill the mollification. You got to kill that, bro. That-
With the sexual
that
allegation, Jay,
that
what she
idolatry,
does, and this,
that
I think this video
idolatry
clip is absolutely
does
indicative. She's
It's
basically
not make you a good soul.
I don't even.
That idolatry does not make you a good soul.
I haven't got the energy to get into the.
Have you not seen the Dua Lipa music video?
I haven't got the energy to get into
The icons. So Dylan just
icons to
joined.
you, they're not to me.
Dylan just joined them in the hall.
But the sexual allegation, James, is that what she does, and this, I think this video clip is absolutely indicative. She's
It's a
basically.
pop song. Have you not seen the Dua Lipa music video?
I haven't got the energy to get into the misgendering debate, right? I think the whole personal pronoun thing is a lot of crap. But for the benefit of this conversation, let's move past that. I'll call her she, if that's what she wants to be called. But what she is not is a biological woman.
Facts.
Until her mid-20s, she identified as a gay man. And that's the point there that Brandon was making. And for someone who was a gay man to put their hand up and say, I'm now a woman, and by the way, I'm going to make tens of millions.
Misunderstanding what?
Hang on. There are tens of millions
Man,
of
moolah.
dollars mocking women, which is how many women see it. I think that is
Big bread. Big
was
bank.
mocking women, or Madonna was mocking women. Just
Big bank.
point there that Brandon was making.
Mad dough,
For
mad
someone
moolah,
who was a
mad
gay man, put their hand up and say,
squirrel, mad
I'm now a woman, and by the way, I'm going to make
scrubber.
tens
you're
of millions.
misunderstanding what?
Hang on. There are tens of millions of dollars mocking women, which is how many women see it. I think that is
mocking women.
Yes.
Kylie was mocking women, or Madonna was mocking women just because
Kylie and
they're
Madonna are
expressing
women.
their femininity.
They're women.
It's not okay to say that, and you're misunderstanding how difficult it is to discover your identity.
Yeah.
I don't see Dylan Mulvaney struggling
JB,
Dylan Mulvaney.
bro.
I think that is mocking
JB, bro. F you, JB, bro.
Kylie and Madonna are women. They're
The
women.
savior complex is despicable, bro.
I'm sorry,
Wow.
Hang on. There are tens of millions of dollars mocking women, which is how many women see it. I think that is
mocking women, or Kylie was mocking women, or Madonna was mocking women just because
Kylie and
they're
Madonna are
expressing
women.
their femininity.
They're women.
It's not okay to say that, and you're misunderstanding how
What?
difficult it is to discover your identity
sorry,
as a woman.
I don't see
You
Dylan
are-
Mulvaney struggling at all.
Dylan Mulvaney's
Facts.
documentary
Dylan Mulvaney
is
is reveling in mocking
Facts,
women.
facts.
No,
Well, actually, the thing is,
Reveling.
I don't think
Rejoicing.
I don't take offense to what Dylan Mulvaney is doing.
I think that is
Happy.
Women, or Kylie was
Happy.
mocking women, or Madonna was mocking women just because
Kylie
they're
and Madonna are
expressing
women.
their femininity.
They're women.
It's not okay to say that, and you're misunderstanding how difficult it is to discover your identity
sorry,
as a woman.
I don't see
You
Dylan
are-
Mulvaney struggling at all.
Dylan Mulvaney's documentary
Dylan Mulvaney
is
is reveling in mocking women.
Yep.
No,
Well, actually, the thing is, I don't think Dylan Mulvaney, I don't take offense to what Dylan Mulvaney is.
okay to say that, and you're misunderstanding how difficult it is to discover your identity
sorry,
as a woman.
I don't see
You
Dylan
are-
Mulvaney struggling at all.
Dylan Mulvaney's documentary
Dylan Mulvaney
is
is reveling in mocking womanhood.
No,
Well, actually, the thing is, I don't think Dylan Mulvaney, I don't take offense to what Dylan Mulvaney is doing, because it makes sense. In the current media landscape that we live in, it makes sense for this man, it's a man, to become as a flamboyant, effectively caricature of a woman. And I don't take offense to it, because I treat Dylan Mulvaney like he is, which is a mentally unwell person.
He is a
Listen, he is a mentally unwell person. I don't see him as a woman. He's not a woman. He's a mentally unwell person.
In a case like this, where Dylan Mulvaney is only identified as a woman for 2 years and was a gay man till the mid-20s, I don't think
But
you
do you realise
James,
that Dylan...
James, I don't think you have any right to compel
Facts.
women.
Do you
Facts,
understand?
Pete.
Do you understand how difficult it is to realise that you're trans, to understand the complexity? Do you understand the
How does this
complexity of
help
that?
them?
You have trans friends. You know
Do you have
that
any
it's
idea
difficult
how
to find your
difficult it is
identity and that people
to be a woman?
Riley,
Mm.
very good
We've
report.
discussed this before.
Hang on, Riley.
Doesn't make you right. You mentioned you have no idea how difficult it is to identify as trans. Let me ask you, do you have any idea how difficult it is to be a woman in today's climate? And then to be entirely mocked by a man merely posing to be a woman? Do you have
Masquerade,
any
facade,
idea?
veneer.
You mentioned you have no idea how difficult it is to identify as trans. Let me ask you, do you have any idea how difficult it is to be a woman in today's climate? And then to be entirely mocked by a man merely posing to be a woman? Do you have any idea?
JB, bro. Super woke, bro. Radical, bro. It is sad that he is a radical, bro. He no logic, no empathy, no middle ground, just you gotta believe everything that he says. If you do not, you will be labeled a bigot, anti-trans. Bro, crazy, bro. Crazy. If you do not agree with everything that JB says, he will label you a bigot, anti-trans. Bro, despotic. He is a despotic soul. He is a fascistic soul. He is a tyrannical soul. He is a tyrannical soul, a despotic, fascistic, radical, bigoted, hateful, disgraceful soul. He is a disgraceful soul. He is a disgraceful soul. He is a disgraceful soul, a disreputable soul, a disreputable soul. He is a disreputable soul. No cap. A disreputable soul.
Man merely posing to be a woman. Do you have any idea Well, it's not just how I feel. There has been an avalanche of people on TikTok on the left and the right coming out now saying, hold on, this is wrong. And this isn't the first time that Dylan Mulvaney has been under fire. His first days of girlhood, he came out after day 365 or whatever day it was.
You can't compel people to do that.
Facts.
You can't.
You cannot, JB.
You can call.
What gives you the right? Yeah.
Right. Coming
The
out
ego,
now saying,
the
hold on,
hubris,
this is the first time that Dylan Mulvaney has been under fire.
Bro.
His first days of girlhood, he
The-
came out after day 365 or whatever day.
Crazy, bro.
This is the first time that Dylan Mulvaney has been under fire. His first days of girlhood, he came out after day 365 or whatever day it was.
You can't compel
Soft.
people.
JB is soft.
And then to be entirely mocked by a man merely posing to be a woman. Do you have any idea? Well, it's not just how I feel. There has been an avalanche of people on TikTok on the left and the right coming out now saying, hold on,
Yep.
this is wrong. And this is the first
Decrying
time that Dylan Mulvaney
the
has been under
BS.
fire.
Decrying the BS that Mulvaney is doing.
The right coming out now saying, hold on, this is wrong. And this is the first time that Dylan Mulvaney has been under fire. His first days of girlhood, he came out after day 365 or whatever
Wow.
day it was.
You can't compel people to do that. You can't. No, you can't. You can call Dylan Mulvaney. You can call
No,
Dylan
no,
Mulvaney.
JB,
Whatever you
no.
want.
It is not what you just said. No. Just because you disagree, that does not mean that what you said, that, bro, stop. Quit.
Right, coming out now saying, hold on, this is wrong. And this is the first time that Dylan Mulvaney has been under fire. his first days of girlhood. He came out after day 365 or whatever day it was.
You can't compel people to do that. You can't. No, you can't. You can call Dylan Mulvaney.
No.
You can call Dylan Mulvaney whatever you want.
It's discrimination.
No.
Games of all
And listen,
people.
Riley, I do sympathise with you.
You know what? No, let me tell you something. You know what?
Riley, I want to listen to how difficult it is to be a woman because I want to understand that. I know that's tough. As a gay man, I'm also a victim of the patriarchy. We all bloody are. Like,
Look, we don't need to do the identity
I've seen the
politics. You mentioned.
I read the book. I understand.
You mentioned discrimination.
You being a
You
woman.
mentioned discrimination. Let me tell you something. Do you believe that it's okay?
Allowing me to finish a point.
What's your point?
I'm going to speak.
Sure.
I can't find a finish.
What's your point? Have we got one, haven't we?
My point is, Riley, that
Let me say something.
I understand how hard it is
Okay,
to be a
go
woman
ahead.
and you fought so hard to be a woman, and I have so much empathy with that.
Cap,
I can understand why it is so upsetting when, in your view, someone who isn't a woman comes along and says they are, because it undermines all of the history of what women have been through.
Yes.
But that's not a trans woman's fault. That is men's fault. Men are the problem, not Dylan, not trans women.
Except, don't lie to men.
Men are the, of course I knew when it come back to us.
That is what the problem is.
Are
Riley?
you saying it's not? Are you
Let me
saying
tell
you're
you
not a
something.
victim
You-
of men? Because what are we talking
No,
about?
what I'm saying here is what we are suffering from as a nation. Really globally, what we're suffering from.
Be a victim of men. That is true.
No, she's
right?
a victim. She's a victim of gay men.
Here, let me
Facts.
take you back. Let me tell you
Wow,
what
so
I'm a
gay men are
victim
victims.
of.
Do you know what? Let's just pick on all the minorities.
Let me-
It's so negative as well.
It's a gay man that's doing this.
You think
So is
it's a
Bill
minority?
Thomas and all
I am
these
so
other
done with this conversation.
Let me tell you. Let me tell
See
you
how
what I'm a
James wants
victim
to
of.
control everyone's thought.
No, I don't. I just want everyone
Yes,
to
you
have
do,
a
JB. Yeah, bro. The deceit, the mendacity, bro. The lying that JB does is to be despised. For real, bro. No cap. No cap. Yeah. Crazy, bro. Crazy. The belief that he is above people that disagree should be detested. That belief should be detested.
What we are suffering from as a nation. Really globally, what we're suffering from.
Be a victim of men. That is true.
No, she's
right?
a victim. She's a victim of gay men.
Here, let me take you back. Let me tell you what I'm a
Gay men are
victim of.
victims. Do you know what? Let's just pick
He
on
does
all the
not
minorities.
care.
Let's
He
just go
he
negative as well.
does. JB does not care about the people that he says he is an ally of. He does not have real care about those people. He would be truthful. He would tell the truth if he did care. He would be truthful, not mendacious. He would be truthful, bro. He would be truthful, not mendacious. JB, he's fake, a fake pro-trans soul. JB, he is fugazi, bro.
What we
Fugazi.
are suffering from as a nation. Really globally, what we're suffering from.
Be a victim of men. That is true.
No, she's
right?
a victim. She's a victim
He would
of
not make excuses if he really did have the best interests of the trans group at heart. At heart, he would not make excuses if he did have the best interests of the trans group at heart.
What we are suffering from as a nation. Really globally, what we're suffering from.
Be a victim of men. That is true.
No, she's
right?
a victim. She's a victim of gay men.
Here, let me take you back. Let me tell you
Wow.
what I'm a
Gay men are
victim of.
victims. Do you know what? Let's just pick on all the minorities.
Let me-
Let's go negative as well.
It's a gay man that's doing this.
You You think
So is
Megan's a
Leah
minority?
Thomas and
I am so done with this conversation.
Let me
Weak.
tell you. Let me
JB
tell you what I'm
is
Control everyone's
weak,
thoughts.
No,
soft,
I don't. I just want everyone to have a nice civilized life.
fragile, fragile, fragile.
what I'm
Jane
a
wants
victim
to
of.
control everyone's thoughts.
No, I don't. I just want everyone to have a nice civilized life.
You do,
Control
JB.
everyone's speech, how they speak, and
Put
how
the
they refer to
cap.
people. They're not
Stop
allowed to have
the
their opinion.
cap.
Yes, they are.
Stop
When a man
the
slays
cap.
on women,
Stop
they should be
the cap.
thinking.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap. JB, stop the cap.
And at the same time, you want to blame the
I'm not.
patriarchy.
I want everyone to be kind to
Oh,
everyone.
no, you
That's
don't.
what it feels like to me. I just want everyone to have a nice civilized
Hang on, you want to
conversation
control
here.
everyone's speech,
Facts.
how they speak, and how they refer to
Fascistic.
people. They're not allowed to have their
Despotic.
opinions.
Yes, they
Only
are.
you want to mansplain to women what they should be thinking.
Goofy,
And at the
goofy.
same time, you want to blame the
I'm not.
patriarchy.
I want everyone to be kind to everyone.
Oh, no, you don't.
That's what. Yes, I
Hold
do.
on, stop right
Yes,
there.
I do.
Don't even like
It is
me,
not
the
kind.
patriarchy. Want
It is-
kind to me?
It is not kind to ask a young girl to undress in front of
Facts.
That is not
Facts.
kindness. What
Facts.
kindness is. And if that's what you believe your
Facts.
definition of kindness is, you have a totally warped
Yes,
perception. And let me
yes.
tell you, it's not inclusive.
Deluded.
Stop right
Don't
there.
even like
It is
me,
not
the
kind.
patriarchy. Want
It is-
kind to me?
JB
It is
is
not kind to ask a young girl
deluded.
to undress in front of a man. That is not kindness. What kindness
Right.
is. And if that's what you believe your definition of kindness is, you have a totally warped perception. And let me tell you, it's not
Okay.
inclusive. Stop right
Yes,
there.
I do.
Don't even like
It is
me,
not
the
kind.
patriarchy. Want
It is-
kind to me?
It is not kind
JB
to ask a
is
young girl to undress
a
in front of a man.
hypocrite.
That is not kindness. What kindness
Right.
is. And if that's what you believe your
Indubitably.
definition of kindness is, you have
Indubitably.
a totally warped perception. And let me tell you,
Indubitably
it's not
a
inclusive
hypocrite.
to ask a girl.
JB is indubitably a hypocrite. A hypocrite. A hypocrite. He is indubitably a hypocrite.
Undress in front of a man. That is not kindness. What kindness
Right.
is. And if that's what you believe your definition of kindness is, you have a totally warped perception. And let me tell you, it's not inclusive to ask a girl like myself what happened to me and my teammates.
Facts.
It's not inclusive to ask us to smile and step aside and allow these men onto our podiums.
Yeah.
That is not what inclusion is. That
Facts.
is exclusion. And
Facts.
it's exclusive to the
Facts.
very female athletes or women
Facts.
in general. The Title IX and the women's sporting category was passed to protect and to honor and to celebrate and to uphold.
And
So I think we have
Riley,
very
for those
different
who-
definitions of what kindness really is.
Right, so Riley, I totally agree with you. And Riley, for those who don't know what's going on with the NCAA, the National Collegiate Athletic Association in America,
Yeah.
you're one of many athletes, female athletes, suing them for their transgender participation policy. Why?
Yeah, so basically the NCAA, their most basic duties are to protect athletes, both male and female, to protect their opportunities, to protect their safety, to protect their privacy in areas of undressing. And bottom line is the NCAA is failing on every account of that by allowing men into our fields, onto
Yeah.
our courts, and
Yep.
school with us in our locker rooms.
Yep.
So that's what this lawsuit is about. That's what we're hoping to
Salute,
change here.
salute.
So again, myself plus 15 other athletes who have been adversely impacted at the hands of the NCAA are now taking legal action and saying what they are doing explicitly
Salute,
and
salute.
actively and directly is discriminating against us on the basis of our
Yes.
sex. And so to your point, if we want to
The
talk
reality.
about discrimination, that's exactly what my teammates
The
and myself and my competitors and girls around
indisputable
the country,
reality.
again, at the hands of the NCAA,
Reality.
continue to have happened.
Not to be repudiated.
But what about lesbians?
Not
Are
to
they
be
allowing-
refuted. Not to be 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 refuted.
And directly is discriminating against us on the basis of our sex. And so to your point, if we want to talk about discrimination, that's exactly what my teammates and myself and my competitors and girls around the country, again, at the hands of the NCAA, continue to have happened.
Well, you're also discriminating. But what about lesbians? Are they allowed in the changing rooms?
Yes.
They're biological women.
No, but you're talking about women.
They're women. Yeah, they're women.
Facts.
Worried about women.
Look, I mentioned nothing about, I mentioned nothing about, no, what I have a problem with is I don't want to see a naked man's genitalia. I'm married. I have a husband. Do you think my husband wants me seeing another naked man while he also
Nope,
gets to
nope,
simultaneously,
nope.
non-consensually at that, get to
Nope.
see me naked? No
Nope.
way. That goes against my values as a Christian. That
Facts.
goes against my values as a married woman.
Yeah.
No way. That's what I have a problem with. It has nothing to do with his sexual orientation.
Facts.
I don't know if Thomas likes men or women or what, but
Right. I want
either
to
way.
clip,
Yeah.
Riley. This is
Yeah.
Want me seeing another naked man while he also gets to simultaneously, non-consensually at that, get to see me naked?
Nope.
No way. That goes against my values as a Christian. That goes against my values as a married
Opposes.
woman. No way. That's what I have a problem
Opposes.
with. It has nothing to do with his sexual orientation.
Opposes.
I don't know if Thomas likes men or women or what, but
right. I want
either
to
way.
clip, Riley. This is you on Joe Rogan 12 days ago, which you talked about another aspect of the Leah Thomas story.
Does Leah Thompson have sex with girls?
What?
Leah Thomas, really.
Yeah. At the time, again, this is what I know based off of what his teammates have told me and what really has been public knowledge based off what they post and different things. At the time of that national championships, he was still dating women
Wow.
and active with women.
Yeah.
Sexually. So obviously has testosterone.
Yes. But now, again, based off of social media, he is engaged to another man who claims to be a woman. So two men, but they call themselves lesbians. So, who knows?
Crazy.
But
Wild.
But at the time-
Wild.
so
Wild.
You're a
Wild.
woman, you're on that team. You're a woman, and you have a biological male who's
Yep.
intact, who's
Yep.
having sex with women, walking around naked in the locker room with women, and if you're uncomfortable with that, you should educate yourself
You
and
said
learn how to use she, her pronouns,
Wow.
and accept defeat.
Wow.
Esther, do you feel educated?
I feel the opposite. I actually feel myself losing brain cells. I actually feel my brain is basically through my nose. Realizing Leah Thomas or Liam Thomas, whatever the name is, dating history. Look, I don't think the reason why I don't get as worked up or upset about this is because
You
And
said it.
Barr-
through my nose, realizing Leah Thomas or Liam Thomas, whatever the name is, dating history. Look, I don't think the reason why I don't get as worked up or upset about this is because I recognize society's flaw. They have given mentally unwell people the status of being right. They've given the status of validating their delusions. And in other ways, compelling us to validate those delusions. I'm not offended by Dylan Mulvaney. It doesn't offend me because this is a mentally unwell person. Why should I be offended that this person is trolling? I actually think a lot of conservative stations make the mistake of giving people like Dylan Mulvaney the publicity that he craves.
Shade.
Because I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm looking at a mentally well person. That's a lie. I'm not going to do that.
You're gatekeeping womanhood.
It's not
the
What?
only thing you can
You
possibly do.
were educated that they
What a man we trust.
taxpayer and you don't know the difference
You
between a man and a woman. Are you serious?
You cannot compel people.
I'm not telling people,
You
but I
want
want them to be kind.
I am kind. I love you.
Mentally unwell. That's very unkind. Everyone on this panel
JB, bro. Yo. Bro. I hate sanctimony, bro. I hate sanctimony. I hate sanctimony. I hate sanctimony. I do. JB, bro. Yeah. He wants people to believe that telling lies is kind, laudable, good. Nah. JB, he is bugging out. No cap.
I want you to be kind.
I am kind. I love you.
I'm mentally unwell. That's very unkind. Everyone on this panel has zero empathy for any of the people we're discussing. Then Riley has literally anyone else.
Facts, OT. A fascist. JB is a fascist.
Which is fine.
He labels people who disagree. He does not have. He does not have classiness, civility. He is devoid of class, civility, civility, peace devoid of peace, civility, class, respectfulness. He does not have those things, but he wants people to believe that he is the good guy, bro. Get the F out of here with that BS.
Healthy.
I'm not telling people,
You
but I want
to
people to be kind.
I am kind. I'm lovely.
You're not
I am
kind.
lovely. What is mental health?
That's very
Excuse
unkind.
me, I'm
Everyone
sorry.
on this panel
If
has
I-
zero
if you
empathy
saw
for
someone-
any of the people we're discussing.
You have no
Zero
You don't
empathy
want to
for
hear other
any.
people's
The
opinions.
right
Facts,
has to
You
OT.
don't
listen
want to hear
to
other people's opinions.
Yeah, Brandon, coming to you.
Everyone has an opinion.
Facts.
You may not like the opinion, which is
But
fine.
where's
I
the
don't
love?
look at you.
Where's the
It
love?
doesn't
This is
matter.
not lying.
You think love is lying to people and deceiving people.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think love is telling people that
OT spoke facts. That bozo JB, he equates love to lie telling. That is what JB equates love to. True, lie telling. That is not real love. That is not real love.
Where's the love?
Does it
This
matter?
is not lying.
You think love is lying to people and deceiving people. I think love is telling people the truth and being
Facts.
consistent across the board.
Yes.
Dylan Mulvaney is
Where's
crazy.
the dignity?
Now let me say
Where's the
this.
respect?
Let me say this.
Where's the
Let's
respect?
put this in perspective.
Where's the respect?
Because I think people get caught up in the gender role thing. Just imagine if a person was white and decided to identify as black and did all of these crazy
We've
things
had
that
this
they
argument has been had so many times.
stereotypically. Listen, that they did stereotypically what black people would do. We would be outraged.
Yep.
It would be
Live it.
sham.
I agree.
We would not accept
Irate.
it. And so we shouldn't do that. What Dylan Mulvaney is doing is wearing women face.
Facts.
The person is not a woman. He's not trying to be a woman. He's impersonating.
Honestly, like, I can't
perceptions of a woman.
sitting here listening to this absolute nonsense. Riley, I want to ask you a question, because a lot of this is to do with sport and how you feel it's unfair because you're up against people with
It is
a
unfair.
bigger body, right? So do you think it's
Men.
unfair that someone who's taller than you or has more strength than you can be in the same team? Is that the argument we're
A
making?
man.
Is that what's
I
unfair?
think
Right?
it's to do with the chromosomes, but I'll let Riley answer that.
The conclusion you're drawing, let's look at this for what it is. A man, on average, you take any sport, you take track and field, you take swimming. Swimming is a real sport I played, let's look at swimming. Across the field consistently, if you look at the world record against the men on the men's side versus the world record on the women's side, consistently that athletic performance gap is 10 to 12%. Someone being a few inches taller than me, it does not make up for that 10 to 12% performance gap. We're talking about by having a man competing against a woman.
Yeah.
Of course, there are natural advantages that people possess, but what we're talking about specifically here is beyond comparison to what the conclusion you're drawing right now.
Alright,
It's
let's,
beyond
The conclusion I'm drawing is that we should
You'll
just
never
put a
see it
gender
the opposite
altogether and we
Yeah.
should have sports based on body metrics, because then
Oh,
you
see?
would like to have the Olympic,
Facts.
just to be clear, the Olympic
Facts.
Games, you'd have gender neutral.
yes, it would, because
Oh, don't be so
the only
You'd like to have the Olympic, just to be clear, the Olympic Games, you'd have gender neutral.
yes, it would, because
Oh, don't be so rigid.
the only reason why we surely you agreed.
You'd like to have the Olympic, just to be clear, the Olympic Games, you'd have
advantages that people possess. But what we're talking about specifically here is beyond comparison to what the conclusion you're drawing right now.
Alright,
It's
let's,
The
beyond
conclusion I'm drawing is that we should just put a gender altogether and we should have sports based on body metrics, because then
You would like to have the Olympic, just to be clear, the Olympic Games, you'd have gender neutral.
yes, it would, because the only reason why we surely you agree, the only reason women's sport exists is because men were gatekeeping sport for so long and then finally said, you know what, fine, have your own. But really, if we just remove
How many
gender,
biological women?
if we remove
Hang
gender
on.
from sports, please let me finish my point, then we won't have this issue.
What?
So,
What?
I'm sorry.
Make sure
Yeah. JB is wild, bro. Bugging out. He is bugging out. No, yo, no logic, no logic, no logic, no logic.
The only reason why, surely you agree, the only reason women's sport exists is because men were gatekeeping sport for so long, and then
Woke
finally said, you know what,
miss.
fine, have your own. But really, if we just
How
remove
many
gender,
biological women?
if we remove
Hang
gender
on.
from sports, please let me finish my point, then we won't have this issue.
Idiocy,
I'm
stupidity, stupidity,
That is so
stupidity.
Please let me finish my point. Then we won't have this issue. Safe.
I'm
we
sorry.
Can make sure that everyone.
I'm sorry. That is so.
Facts, OT. I agree, OT.
Spectacularly dumb.
Well, is it, Riley?
Wait, are you saying we should?
Idiotic.
Neutral
Are you?
Olympics. No biological
Okay, okay.
Not sagacious.
Let me just add a point. Are you saying that we should get rid of men and women's sports altogether?
Body type, body metric, bone index.
That makes no sense. You shouldn't get people that have never played sports before.
Are you saying that we should get rid of sporting categories altogether and have just one big pool?
No, I'm saying people should compete against people that have a
Okay.
similar body type so that
What?
it's fairer.
That makes no sense. You've never played sports before.
That's
If
why
you're
I'm
saying
I've come up with a
If you're saying
solution
that we
for
are-
the problem that doesn't exist.
No, you haven't.
That's
You
not a
don't
solution.
understand it.
Well,
There
you
is
understand what I'm
there is
saying?
no
If you're saying that we
between
should
the
get
bone
rid-
density
JB
and body mass
pisses
of males
me
and
off,
females.
yo.
That's why
No
they
cap.
separate the sexes in sports.
That's not why they
Because
separate
biological
the
males
sexes.
would
They separate the
destroy
women and men,
biological
not women.
Facts, P.
There's a reason they separate them.
Yes.
You're saying that we should get
They
rid
need
of sporting
to
categories.
be, bro. Yeah, JB, bro.
Biological males would
They separate the
destroy
women and men, not
biological
women playing
females.
sports.
There's a reason they separate them.
If you're saying that we should get rid of sporting categories altogether, do you support the idea of eliminating the Paralympics versus the Olympics?
I think that's a really
And females. That's why they separate the sexes in sports.
Facts.
Because biological males would
they separate the women
destroy
and men,
biological
not women
females.
playing sports.
There's a reason they separate them.
If you're saying that we should get rid of sporting categories altogether, do you support the idea of eliminating the Paralympics versus the Olympics?
But that doesn't exist.
No, you haven't.
That's
You
not a
don't
solution.
understand it. There is no
If you're saying
comparison
that we
between
should
the
get
bone
rid-
density and body mass
Facts.
of males
Facts.
and females. That's why they separate the sexes in sports.
That's not why they
Because
separate the
biological
sexes.
males would
They separate the
destroy
JB.
biological
JB,
females.
bro.
There's a reason they separate them.
If you're saying that we should get rid of sporting categories altogether, do you support the idea of eliminating the Paralympics versus the Olympics?
I think that's a really great question. I mean,
Oh my God.
I need to look into that because actually standing.
Paralympians to compete against Olympians.
Imagine not.
It
To be
always
honest,
puts back.
You are a total.
but maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the point.
The point is you never
That's
play
very,
sport.
that's very
You ever play sport?
ablephobic.
Hang on.
That is
I didn't-
extremely
Hang
ablephobic.
on. Time out. I want to ask James one simple
Are you
question.
saying people
Have
who are
you ever
disabled
played
don't
sport
deserve a
at all?
chance?
No, of course I haven't
He's
played
never
sport.
played sport.
But
What he wants
No.
is Paralympians taking on
No, I
Olympians.
don't want that. I
He
want
wants them
everyone to
to
be
be
safe. I want everyone to be happy.
Cap,
I want everyone to
JB,
be
cap.
Nothing to
What he
Cap.
wants is Paralympians taking on
No, I
Olympians.
don't want that. I
He
want
wants them
everyone to
to
be
be
safe. I want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to be treated with dignity and
Alright.
respect.
Actually, you don't. You want unfairness and inequality.
Facts.
Great.
Absolutely.
Ruin.
Ablephobic. That is extremely ablephobic.
Time out. I want to ask James one simple
Are you
question.
saying people who are
Have you ever
disabled
played
don't
sport
deserve a
at all?
chance?
No, of course I haven't
He's
played
never
sport.
played sport in his life. What he wants is Paralympians taking on
No, I
Olympians.
don't want that. I
He
want
wants them
everyone to be
Olympians
safe. I
Olympics.
want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to be treated with dignity and
Alright.
respect.
Actually, you don't. You want unfairness and inequality to reign
Absolutely.
and ruin
How
women's
dare you
sport.
tell
He's never played sport in his life.
That always puts back.
You are a total.
But maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the point.
No, the point is you never play sport.
That's very
You ever play sport?
ablephobic.
Hang on.
That is extremely ablephobic.
Time out. I want to ask James one simple
Are you
question.
saying people who are
Have you ever
disabled
played
don't
sport at
deserve a
all?
chance?
No, of course I haven't
He's
played
never
sport.
played sport in his life. What he wants is Paralympians
People
taking on
should not heed what JB just said. Because if they do heed what he says, society will become a worse society. Facts.
I want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to be treated with dignity and respect.
Actually, you don't. You want unfairness and inequality.
No doubt, no doubt, P.
How dare you tell me what to think? You just had to go at me about that.
Just said a load of crap.
Facts.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have.
I understand physiology and sport.
Yes.
You don't.
Good for you, but you don't understand loving a human being.
Yo, JB.
I understand it
Cease
enough. I've got three
the
sons and a
wokeness.
daughter, and they don't play
Cease the wokeness. It is pathetic. Stop.
You don't understand loving a human being.
We wouldn't be having all of this
I understand it
conversation.
enough. I've got three sons and a daughter, and they don't play sport together in a fair way.
Where's the dignity of
We wouldn't be having.
JB, stop the
One is
wokeness.
Oprah Winfrey. We may even get some agreement on this.
Stop.
We might.
JB
Oprah Winfrey
has to stop the wokeness. He has to stop the wokeness. He has to stop. He has to stop the wokeness. The wokeness.
We wouldn't be having all of this
I understand it
conversation.
enough. I've got three sons and a daughter, and they don't play sport together.
JB, please stop.
No, I
Please
haven't. I understand
stop.
physiology
JB, please
and sport.
stop
You don't.
the
You
wokeness.
don't understand loving a human
JB
being.
needs to stop. JB needs to stop the wokeness. He needs to stop the wokeness.
I want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to be treated with dignity and respect.
Actually, you don't. You want unfairness and inequality to
We
play
absolutely
and ruin
How
women's
dare you
sports.
tell me
Sad,
what to think?
sad.
You just had to go at me about
You
that.
just said a load of crap.
Yep.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have.
I understand physiology
Yes.
and sport.
Good for you.
You don't.
Good for you, but you don't understand loving a human being.
We wouldn't be having all of this
I understand it
conversation.
enough. I've got three sons and a daughter, and they don't play sport together in a fair way.
Where's the dignity of
We
respect?
wouldn't be having.
Right, now, wait, let's move on. I want to discuss.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Let me know what y'all think candidly. Let me know what y'all think candidly. JB pissed me off, yo. Bro. The idolatry, bro. The idolatry of the trans group is sad. He has no logic, no empathy for biological females. Crazy. He might remain bigoted for the rest of his life. He might remain bigoted for the rest of his life, bro. Crazy. Peace.